Wake up. Eyes on the prize, early rise up. Should I call it quits? I don't know. Got a cloudy view, you seem to make up my mind. We're not on the same page, and it shows. We're 100 steps ahead, all falling behind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the 10-minute morning. Today is November the 3rd, 2021. October is dead. Put it to rest. Man, I sleep good on Halloween night. I don't understand why. Welcome to the 10-minute morning, brought to you by Beachside Burgers. Burgers are better at the beach. Apologies about yesterday. Had some computer issues, then we had some connectivity issues, and then I was ticked off enough not to go on. It wouldn't have been fun. Anyway, so sorry about that, especially those that tune in live. Appreciate that. Oh, the damn weather. The weather. Any night we can get to the, or any year we can get to the Halloween without, to Halloween with clear streets and can wear costumes and not parkas. It is wonderful. I hope everybody had a great Halloween. I know there was kids out in droves if you live in the urban area or rural area or urban areas. Sorry, it's a little bit different now. The pandemic. I hate how it changes some of these funner things, and people got to make decisions about how they distribute candy and what they do. Anyway, -6 right now at the dam. The sun will rise at 8:03, making legal 7:33. By noon, we're going to be 2 degrees, and by 5 p.m., we should be 3 degrees. Sun will set at 5:35. Making legal 6:05. Days are getting shorter. Days are definitely getting shorter. Only 5 km/h wind right now, which it makes it awesome. The weather very wind dependent down by the dam. Moving on. Yes, the Riders. Sorry, with Monday being what it was and Tuesday being what it was, the Riders were victorious on the weekend against Montreal. Another nail biter right down to the end. It wasn't an offensive show. It doesn't mean it wasn't a good football game. It was a defensive kind of game. The defense played awesome. Our defense. That's what gives me hope. We got a shot at winning this whole thing. Winnipeg's the best team. Nobody doubts that. Like there's zero doubt that Winnipeg is the best team. But the best team doesn't always win, especially when it comes down to when it comes down to a one and done scenario. We could pull it off. There's no doubt about it. The Rider picked the score. We'll do that at the same time. Scott Forrest looked into his crystal globe, and he was out 2 whole points. Feel free to challenge that if that's not correct. Look at your own, but from what I decipher, that's what I have. Please let me know. Alrighty. In hockey action, the Canucks lost last night. SVHL starts up this week. I believe games start on Friday. We're hoping to have Trevor Drury interview tomorrow, president of the SVHL. We'll talk all things. We'll talk all things SVHL, and then we will have weekly SVHL power rankings, so on and so forth. Sounds good. All right, Chase the Ace. I know with no show yesterday, I couldn't remind you to buy your e-transfer tickets, but Chase the Ace will be drawn tonight. The Ace is worth well over $21,000. You can go down to the Elbow Hotel if you choose to and go have a look that way. Baseball action. The Braves won last night. The 8th team in team history to not win 90 games in a regular season and take down the World Series. Wasn't even close. 7-0. They crushed the cheating Houston Astros. I was a Braves fan at one time. I don't follow ball as much anymore, and don't have that big allegiance. But at one time, I definitely was a Braves fan. I cheered for him. Anyway, I had a conference down in Charleston, South Carolina, one summer. So we took the van and we drove down to South Carolina. And along the way, somewhat is Atlanta. So we decided we were going to go to a Braves game. We did some tourist attraction. That'll be another story for another time. But we did some tourist attraction, and when we left there, we had to race to the Braves game. So we were racing down. This is in 98, I think it was. 98. It was the first year. We can look it up. It was the first year. Oh, I'll get to that point. So anyway, no GPSs back then. No cell phones. We had a thing called a map. Now, if we have younger viewers, you might have to explain to them what a map is. So we got we had a road atlas because we had the fancy map. You had a book you opened up. And that's how we went. We're driving down to Atlanta. So I got the atlas open and I'm navigating because we're going to Fulton County Stadium. And we're going to be tight to get to the ball game to begin with. So we're racing into Atlanta. And so I'm like, turn here, turn there, go there. Yep. And we pull into Fulton County Stadium. And the parking lot looked like vacation at Wally World. There's not a car in the parking lot. and the wife looks at me and she says, "Are you sure there's a ball game?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we talked to people today already, said there was a ball game." So we drive this little gas station over on the side. So I pull into there. I'm like, "Is there not a ball game today?" And they go, "Yeah." "There's nobody there." And she goes, "No, this stadium's not used anymore. They use Ted Turner Field." It was called Ted Turner back then. "And it's downtown." And I'm like, "Well, that's not on my atlas." So they're telling me directions, right? Like they're like, turn at the McDonald's, turn here, turn there, or wherever. So we were late to begin with. So anyway, we hauled down there, and one thing I'll never forget is we were on the interstate, and the interstate was 8 lanes on our side, and we were to a standstill. That's how much traffic there was. There's a traffic jam, and we were that. Anyway, the ball game was delayed. We had a rain delay. So, but we had this big camper van. We had this old big camper van, and when we had this camper van, and so we ended up parking on top of this parkade. Somebody told us, "You're not going to get that thing anywhere near." The guy convinces us, "You're going to have to park that thing in this parkade," and he sends us to the top of the parkade. Anyway, it's about 6 blocks to the stadium. So we go in there and we watch the ball game. We get sat down twice by ushers in the wrong seats. Like, this stadium is just a maze. It was huge, but it was the first of its kind with all these smaller sections and luxury boxes and all this other design instead of being great big sections. And anyway, just about lost the wife and kids a couple times. We watched the ball game. Other thing I'll never forget about that ball game, we're way down the right field line. That's where we could get seats. And Tommy Glavine was pitching, who I wanted to see pitch. And the first pitch goes up, woof, and it's just a white streak of lightning. I've never seen a baseball move that fast in my life. And we are 250 feet away, and it's a ball. And the guy behind us goes, "Ball, how can you call that a ball?" And I'm like, how the hell can we call it a strike? Like, you can barely see the thing, and we're a million miles away. Other thing that was pretty cool, when they warmed up, Florida warmed up in front of us, and they all stood on the foul line, and they were playing catch. And then the one guy I was watching, he was playing catch. His guy kept backing up every time. And he was playing catch with a guy on the far side of center, and he never moved, right? Neither guy moved. The ball was always in their glove. boom, boom, right? He's playing catch with a guy 150 feet away, and he's just standing there telling stories to his buddies. Like, no big deal. Anyway, the game's done. I want to go buy some souvenirs, and so we go and we leave the stadium a little late. It wasn't smart on our part because now it's midnight, at least midnight, downtown Atlanta. And we start walking, and there's about 40,000 people walking with us, but about 10,000 get off at every block. And we're 6 blocks away. So by the time the 5th block goes, there was only like 8 other people, and they said, well, we turn here. And we're like, yeah. So it's just me and the wife and son number 1. And so we're going, and we're walking, and we're trying to stay calm, because we're in this big city we don't know, and our mind just starts taking over on us, right? And we get about a half a block away, and she's like, run! And we just start running, and we get in this van, and everybody just locks the doors and lays on the floor. We thought we were being hunted. We weren't. Then she says, let's go find a campsite. And I'm like, no, thank you. I just watched Deliverance. We are not camping in the backwoods of Georgia. Ran a little long today. Sorry. Average is out. Thanks for tuning in. Time to get to work. Have a great day, everybody.